Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Private Practice with Soul podcast. This is the first podcast for counselors that just don't align with the traditional approaches to business and that want to use their spiritual gifts, talents, and interests to create, you guessed it, a private practice with soul. So, look, leave it to me to provide you with everything you need, including strategies that you can use to increase your income, reduce your workload, and of course, increase inquiries and referrals to your beautiful soul-led private practice. I love it so much. If you haven't done it already, grab your journal, grab your pen, and let's begin. Happy Saturday. Welcome to another episode. We're just going to dive straight in today. Okay, so one of the things that I'm doing every single day is drawing a card and taking action from that card, because you know me, I've got that masculine core essence. So I really want to be focused and intentional with taking action from my cards. And the card that I pulled was from the Tarot, and it is the Chariot. And the Chariot card for me is upside down, which isn't a bad thing at all. No, it's actually a very empowering thing. It's telling me that, I'm out of balance. So the Chariot card is traditionally a card that speaks about duality. It talks about, above and below, within and without, all of that sort of stuff, mind and body. And so what I'm choosing to make this card mean is that I need to be more balanced. And for me, that's going to look like a balance between my body and my soul, because I realized with this card that I invest so much time into doing things that are good for my soul that I've been neglecting my body, and that in order for me to get the outcomes that I want with my business, I need to create space to do both. So I know that might sound like common sense to some of you, but it was helpful for me to hear it today. And, there's a context to this. So let me share with you what that is. I decided, when was it, 1 or 2 days ago, that I was going to set a little challenge for myself and document it so you could all follow along. So I'm just doing it on Facebook. I'm not doing it anywhere else. It's just on Facebook. You can see it on my personal profile and on the business page, which is called Private Practice with Soul. And what I wanted to do was document achieving a goal in my private practice by using a combination of the masculine and the feminine. And I was thinking long and hard about what the goal is. And I always thought that my goal was going to be something financial because, as you know, I now have added financial responsibilities with being the sole breadwinner and, looking after my mum and all of that sort of beautiful stuff. So I always thought that I needed to focus on what the practice or what the business was turning over every single month, and that was going to be my goal. But I sat down and I really thought about it and journaled through it. And what I realized was having that financial goal was really just a stepping stone, and I needed to understand what that goal would allow me to have that I didn't feel I had now. And so with that awareness, what I discovered was I really want freedom, because, again, that core essence masculine is about emptying. That part of me just wants to be free of commitment, free of pressure, free of all the things, right? So I started to think about my goal in terms of creating more freedom. And for me, I'm open to whatever that freedom looks like, whether it's freedom of not worrying as much, whether it's freedom of income, whether it's freedom of, just freedom of time, freedom of energy, freedom of not having to worry about things. I think I already said that. So I turned my goal for my challenge into using my business strategies and integrating them with my spiritual ones to create more freedom for myself in 30 days. And I'm sharing every day what I'm doing. And hopefully by the end of the 30 days, we'll be able to see that a transformation has happened and there is actually more freedom. Okay. So part of this is sharing with you what I'm doing, every single day. So it's like behind the scenes, looking over my shoulder. And I think yesterday I shared that I was using my cards, and today I shared a card journal. But I want to take it with a little bit further today. And actually, because I've already shared today, this is probably something I should share tomorrow, and I will. What did I want to say? Okay, it's about the importance of aligning your value with your goal. I'll give you an example from this morning. Okay, so this has just happened, and so it's on top of my mind, which is why I wanted to share it with you. So I am a master business tarot reader and oracle reader. I love, 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 love tarot so much. And I have this beautiful new deck that really aligns with me, that it's so brand new. I've had it for a few weeks and I love it, love it, love it so much. Recently, I did a whole bunch of readings, about 50 in total, for private practice owners and business owners from all around the world. And I loved it, right? I absolutely loved it. And anyway, I've got my own way of doing it, etc., etc. And I really loved the dopamine hit that came along with all the feedback that people were sharing with me about their reading. So I just know it was an affirmation or a confirmation for me that this is absolutely something that I should be doing. So it was very, very energizing in all the good ways. I noticed today, though, that when I looked at, so I don't have a website at the moment. Like normally my website is brooklynstorm.com. I haven't published it for months now. I'm living without a website, but I do have a course website, if you like, a course and product one. It came with my MemberVault account. So not technically mine, it belongs to MemberVault. But anyway, on there is where you can list your courses and you can sell your courses and products and all of this sort of stuff. And I was, jumping in there as I do every single month. I want to jump in, update things, etc., etc. And I noticed that my fee for the tarot reading was really low, okay, compared to all my other offers. And so it kind of stuck out, and I knew that I needed to reflect on this. And so I started to question, why did I put this fee so low? Now, the fee was $97, okay? And all the stuff that came up for me was exactly what my clients go through when I talk to them about raising their fees. The things that came up for me when I chose that fee was I did all the wrong things. I looked around at what other readers were charging and I charged less. Why? Because I wanted to get more clients. Any of this sounding familiar? That was one of the reasons. The other reason was I thought, well, no one's going to take this seriously. Come on, it's a little bit of something left of field, and it's not really one of my main product offerings. So guess what I manifested? I manifested some people not taking it very seriously and not recognizing the value of what I was doing, which led me to then realize I hadn't been valuing what I was doing with these readings. I hadn't been valuing them. And it was a light bulb moment. So I had to really sit down then and think, why haven't I been valuing what I'm doing? And I know this stuff and this is what I teach every single day. This is so embarrassing. Why is this happening for me? And then I started to play around with the energy of, what if I charge this much? And you know how it goes, right? How you try on different fees. And then I just thought to myself, use your spiritual tools here, Brooklyn. Use your spiritual guidance. So what I did was I leaned into it. Okay. So I knew I had to connect in with my higher consciousness, my higher self. And do you know what came through? She says, why wouldn't you just charge a standard consult for that? And I thought, okay, You're totally right. I'm just going to charge a standard consult for that. So I thought, yeah, and I made a note to, charge a standard consult fee. So I bring it up. That felt really good. And then I needed to work through my own limiting beliefs around all this. I know it's BS. But it just happened without me even realizing it. People can't afford it. People won't be able to pay that. People won't see the value in it, all of that. So then I spent time this morning actually in discussion with my amazing supervisor, who she gets me. And you know what? I love supervision so much. I tell everybody how much I love supervision. I was going 3 times a month at one point because I was just getting so much from it, and I was in a space where I really needed it. Now today, and then it went to twice a month, and now today it's gone to once a month. But it's just so helpful because I don't know if you know much about human design, but apparently I'm a generator, which means I need people to ask me questions in order for me to reflect and see what's going on. And so she's really great at asking me good questions. That's why I like to work with her. And it was through my discussion with her this morning that I realized, that I actually do value what I do. I totally see the value in what I do. I've just been getting in my own way around, questioning, would other people see the value? And when I connected it back to manifesting and back to what I believe to be true about energy and vibration, I realized that I hadn't been vibrating in a space of valuing what I do. And so today I have taken steps to address that and to start working on how can I be more open, how can I be more aligned, all of this sort of stuff, right? And then the other thing that came up was I realized today that part of my belief around why people wouldn't pay for a tarot reading was I thought, they're going to see it as entertainment. And I realized I don't do that type of reading. I'm not the person that's going to sit there and talk to you about your love life or your relationships or your neighbor or your health and wellness. I'm not that type of reader. I'm the type of reader that only reads for business and only reads for business insights, business guidance, business suggestions, business strategy, business energy, all for business. And I realized that what I've actually done without really letting people know was I've niched my card reading business. And so by the very fact that it's niche and by the fact that it's backed by hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of qualifications and 25 years experience in business and private practice especially, I am absolutely a specialist in this and I should be charging specialist fees. And then the other thing that came through was because then having done that, of course, I still say to myself, well, what was it that I was going to say? Hang on. I think I was going to say something like, nobody can afford it, and blah, 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 just coming up with all the excuses. And then I thought, no, my ideal clients can afford it. My ideal clients need it. My ideal clients also understand that to create success, it's more than the strategy. It's more than being in that masculine space. They need the feminine too. And this falls in the category of the feminine. They understand that there are insights that you need to be able to experience in order to create growth and results and success in your practice. And a business strategy alone is only going to take them so far with that. And that I am, by my very nature, attracting people that are already into spiritual stuff. So yeah, there's all of that. And then the other thing was I still didn't feel comfortable charging my standard consultation rate. And then I came back to, hang on, what's my goal this month? With my challenge. My goal this month with my challenge is to create more freedom. So then I thought, how can I link that value to my fee? And I thought, easy. How will shifting my fee from this to that, help me to create more freedom in my life, in my business, in my finances, and what kind of ripple effect will that have? And once I realized that raising my fee aligns with my value, it was a no-brainer to change it. So guess what I've been doing this morning? I've been into Member Vault and I've changed my fee. I've been into Acuity and I've changed my fee. And do you know what? I don't feel stressed. I don't feel anxious. I don't feel nervous. You know what? I just know that the people who need it and value it are going to find it and book it. And that's what I want. I want to be working with people that value things. And the other thing that I realized today too, so this wasn't just today, but it came up today, is that I've just lost my train of thought again. Is that in the past, and I mentioned this in a previous episode recently, I know, so I won't belabor it, but in the past, I was such a huge proponent of payment plans, right? Because I had a belief that I wanted to be, air quotes, affordable, right? That I wanted to be, air quotes, accessible. And that the only way I could do that was to lower my fees. So when I ran certain offers or programs or trainings and things like that, and they were a couple of $1,000s, or they were, well, not even, some were like 1,000, I wanted to recognize that not all therapists have $1,000 to go and invest in their marketing training, for example, or in their, I don't know, whatever course it was that I was running at the time. And so what I did was I would say, oh, well, it's going to be like $1,000. Let's just divide that by 12. You can pay it off over 12 months. Now, that was a bad idea that came from a good place. It was well-intentioned, but the reality of it was that once people had consumed the offer, they often would stop paying. These are therapists, mind you, other counselors, mind you. I mean, you want to talk about ethics, this is a whole other conversation. But anyway, and what was going on was they were thinking, well, you know what, I've finished that, so why should I keep paying for it? And I'm thinking, well, you should keep paying for it because it was actually meant to be this amount. And I gave you a payment plan so that you could access it, and you absolutely need to honor that. And they were just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to honor it. And that left a really bad taste in my mouth because I thought, hey, here's me trying to do the right thing, trying to help people, trying to make things affordable, trying to make things accessible. And guess what happened? Those people who stopped their payment plans, right, often without even letting me know, I had to find out through Stripe or PayPal or whatever. What was I going to say? Sorry, I keep losing my train of thought. I'm sure it's menopause fog. I'm so sorry. They were the ones who, you know, didn't get results. And why didn't they get the results? Well, because they didn't do half of the work. They went in, downloaded everything, and then ghosted the program. They didn't implement things, and then they didn't get the results. And also, if you want to take that further, they weren't in integrity with themselves, right? And I'm sure those people, karmically are now probably attracting those type of clients to their business, which is really sad. It's really a shame. But anyway, that's for them to sort of deal with. I want to get back to what my point is. And my point is, it is so true that there's no pressure on you to be the affordable therapist or to be the accessible therapist. You do not do anybody any favors when you're trying to be affordable and accessible, or when you're trying to be the cheapest, or when you're, bending your boundaries so that you can help people. Because while there are always some people that do the right thing, often what happens is the majority won't or don't. They become your biggest headaches, and it's because there's a difference in how much they value something compared to somebody who does pay the right amount, right? think about things that you've received where, maybe they were $10 or $17. Did you get the same amount of value out of that as you did for something that was a couple of $100? I bet you turned up for the webinar or the workshop for the thing that was a couple of $100, and I bet you downloaded the stuff to your Dropbox, and I bet you printed stuff off. But did you do that same stuff for the last $17 product that you bought? Probably not. It's something interesting to me about value. But here's the thing. In my mind, I was thinking, it's not right for these people to behave like this. They're not doing the right thing, blah, 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 blah. But I was in that to me level of consciousness. So I needed to shift into by me and think, how am I responsible for that? And how did people not honoring their subscriptions, how did people not being in integrity impact my value of freedom, right? In terms of this 30-day challenge. So I realized it impacted my financial freedom. It impacted my freedom in terms of enrolling people into the next round of Marketing with Soul. Like, I've barely mentioned it. I went and updated my Facebook banners, right? And I put a little post. That was about it. I've got 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We start on the 24th, but I haven't actually been marketing it. And so I've been very constricted and restricted in that. I see that now. So that can change with this new awareness. But I see now that I wasn't doing any of my clients any favors by offering them to pay me $1,000 over 12 months for the last round. And I want to change that. So by me setting up, the right fee on what I'm doing instead of charging so low for it, that was the first step for me to embody the worth of what I'm doing, and for me to embody the worth and the value of the program. That needed to be reflected in the price. It wasn't reflected in the price last time. So that's the first thing that's changed. So the price went up. The second thing that changed was no more payment plans. No more 12-month payment plans. What's going to happen now is people enrolling in Marketing with Soul either pay in full, or they can pay 1 month, 2 month, 3 month. So by the time the third month is around, they've finished their payments. So does that make sense? Like, no more paying beyond the program. So that's going to work for them because they'll show up more. They'll get more out of it. They'll be more motivated. They'll be getting better results. And that's what I want for them, right? So aligning with my value of freedom made all of that possible for me today. So changing the fee for Marketing with Soul, changing the payment plan situation, those things will bring me more freedom in so many ways and support my clients. And changing the fee for the specialist business readings aligns with that goal of freedom as well. So that's what I want you to see. This is what's been happening for me today behind the scenes. It's around connecting with my value and upgrading and updating my business and the different offers of my business to reflect that. So yeah, I just want to say, if you're recognizing patterns in the type of client presentation that you're seeing, or if you're recognizing patterns around what you say to yourself about your fees, or you've got stories there, money stories about your fees and things like that, what I would encourage you to do is really think about your values and think about how that problem that you're struggling with now fits in with the value. Is it supporting the value, or is it taking away from the value? And I think this is part of what brings us into alignment. I know now for the rest of the day and for the rest of the month, I'm going to be so much more I don't know what the word is. Like, I just feel so much more peaceful now because I know my fees resonate vibrationally. I know I'm going to be opening up the doors now to attracting the perfect for my program clients, the perfect for my practice clients, the perfect for my readings clients. And that gives me more freedom, and that is fulfilling. That makes my heart happy. It makes my soul happy. I just get to show up in a whole different level of value and service for my clients. And that feels really, 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 really good to me. So if you're interested in watching behind the scenes how I integrate spiritual practices with the business to create more of the value that I want, head over to my Facebook page. I'm super easy to find. It's just, what's my Facebook page? I think it's Dr. Brooklyn Storm, PhD. You can just jump over there, or you can send me a message on Instagram at The Private Practice Coach, and I can send you the link to my Facebook, and you can go and follow along with the journey. And yeah, if this all works out in the end, I will teach you exactly what I'm doing so that you can do it too. Okay. So I hope that this was a helpful, insightful, beautiful episode for you to listen to. I'm just being raw and real and open and honest with you. I know it's going to land and resonate for those of you that get it, and I know that there's going to be others of you that are at different stages of where you're at with your practice and your beliefs around spirituality and things like that. But I just really, it's my highest intention just to be honest, be in integrity, be really open with you, and show you how I'm creating more freedom in my practice right now. I hope that you love it so much. And yeah, have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Thank you so much for listening to another episode. Bye for now. I hope that you loved this episode as much as I loved putting it together for you. To get more resources to help you in your private practice, head over to Instagram. My handle is at The Private Practice Coach. And also, if you want more inquiries and referrals for your business, let me know. I have a program called Clients on Demand that opens every quarter, and I can absolutely get you some information for that as well. You are doing an amazing job. Thank you for sharing your gifts with the world. Bye.